Hi guys, my name is Mike Danheim. I'm one of the founders of Sensie app. In this video, I just wanted to take some time to kind of cover an overall introduction on Sensie and what our aims and our intentions and our goals are, our hopes, dreams, and aspirations. So to do that, I guess what we'll do is just kind of start where we began, which is about a year and a half ago. One of my partners, Thomas Gersten, and I actually we were working on another company that didn't work out. But in the process, when we were building that one, he and I constantly were talking about spiritual concepts. And it's really the basis for our friendship. And one of the topics that we landed on was muscle testing, and we talked a lot about it. And and the conversation basically led us to what would it look like taking this body of work, which is known as muscle testing, and if we applied sensors to it, some of these really, really amazing sensors that are easily available these days. And in what ways could applying sensors to muscle testing help humanity, help us, help myself? And that gave birth to it. So about a year and a half ago, we started applying all kinds of different sensors, trying to see if we could discover a signal that was an accurate or an objective measurement of the kinesiological response of the muscular system. We failed miserably for the first 6 months. I shouldn't say failed, but we went through a lot of different sensors and we couldn't find an accurate signal until we turned to the iPhone. And really what it was, we kind of ran out of money and resources, and we're kind of like, we don't want to spend more money on sensors. We were both sitting around in a room, and there was a phone sitting there, and one of us pointed to the phone, and I think there's sensors on that. What could we do with it? And so about a year and a half ago, we took some of the sensors and we started applying different gestures. And Thomas came up with the idea for what we now are calling our triple whipping gesture. So what Sensie is, before we go into the triple whipping gesture, before I get too far ahead of myself, is exactly what I just said. We've just applied the sensors in the iPhone to the science of kinesiology-style manual muscle testing. There's another video on our YouTube channel specifically about muscle testing. For this video, we're just focusing on Sensie. So today we'll only talk about kinesiology-style muscle testing. There's a lot of different styles of muscle testing out there, because that's the one we're working with. We actually found an awesome doctor, Dr. Ann Jensen, out of Oxford University, who completed her PhD at Oxford. And her research actually found that kinesiology-style manual muscle testing is an accurate source of truth. It actually turns out that Your Body Doesn't Lie, which is a book written by John Diamond, who also proved this back in the 70s. So it turns out that your body responds differently to different stimuluses. It's pretty much what you feel. A lot of your feelings are rooted in this. I'm not going to say all of them or be specific about this, but there is a feeling that's associated with it, and that is what we set out to do with the sensors in the iPhone. We're leveraging Dr. Ann's research from Oxford, applying the sensors to that body of research more or less, and we've developed a gesture that can help you tune into the feeling, to the sensation, so that you can start to incorporate muscle testing or your own innate sense of truth into your lifestyle, into your day-to-day decisions and your overall way of being. So that brings me to Sensie. So Sensie is an app. It's available on the App Store. It's only available on the iPhone at the moment. But if you go to the App Store on the iPhone and you put in Sensie app, it will come up. You open up the app, and there's a gesture that you have to conduct, which is the triple whipping gesture. The triple whipping gesture, you isolate your elbow. You don't want any movement coming from the elbow. And you make a whipping from the wrist. So it's a 1, 2, 3. And what we're doing with that whip is we're measuring the fluidity of your movement as you whip. And what we've found and had accuracy with is that basically anything that's true or anything that's in balance for you, you're more fluid. Your movement is more fluid. It's what the yogis have been saying forever. And anything that's false, you're not as fluid. Or imbalanced, you're not as fluid. So we've been able to detect these two different states. We have a long way to go to improve it. Our current accuracy scores are at about 76% if you calibrate strong. And there's a lot of ways that we can apply this. I'd love to hear from you guys and in your minds how you see an application of truth. If you could tune into this innate sense of truth or this signal from your body, how would you use that in your day-to-day activities? We've got a lot of great ideas, but we really believe that leveraging the group mind, we all can kind of build this app together. So in the comments on YouTube, if you want, put in any ideas you have or any thoughts, any concerns. You can also shoot me a note. My email is mike@sensieapp.com. That's mike@Sensie. Sensie, like take a selfie, but Sensie. App.com. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to check out this video. There's a bunch more coming, so tune in. Big hugs from Bali, Indonesia. Bye.